Now, tonight, senior city lawyers are preparing to present their arguments in court tomorrow in a case challenging their award of the ballot paper printing tender to Al Ghurair. The case by opposition coalition NASA comes 8 months after the first printing tender was awarded to the same firm and only 39 days to the elections. Rita Tinina tells us how the country got here and the implications of tomorrow's hearing on Kenya's preparedness for the general election.
Some consultation.
It will be the second time the High Court will be handling a case over the printing of ballot papers. And in both cases, one firm, Dubai-based Al Ghurair, is at the center of controversy. Through an open tender, the firm in October last year won the tender for the printing of ballot papers. But the then Coalition for Reforms and Democracy, CORD, challenged the award of the tender at the Public Procurement Administrative Review Board and later at the High Court, which in December 2016 nullified the tender. The IEBC made a second attempt at procuring ballot papers through restricted tender, but the procurement process was challenged even before the tender was awarded. The Public Procurement Administrative Review Board last month ordered for a retender. The IEBC then settled for direct procurement in its third procurement attempt, again awarding the 2.5 billion shilling tender to Al Ghurair on the 8th of this month. But NASA, which claims that Al Ghurair has close ties with senior Jubilee officials who influenced the award of the tender, wants it cancelled.
Wanasukuma IEBC. IEBC inasukuma tu. Si ati wanapenda. Wanasukuma tu mpaka muende Dubai. Mpaka tuende Dubai. Nasema hatuendi Dubai.
As Jubilee, we want the IEBC to award the contract for printing of ballot papers to any company. Hata wakitaka kupatia kampuni ya Spectre ya Raila Odinga wapatie.
The IEBC is seeking to have the suit by NASA dismissed. In documents filed in court, the electoral body argues that the award of the tender was above board and there is no evidence to support allegations of lack of integrity and impartiality. Al Ghurair argues that the firm is different from the one whose officials met President Uhuru Kenyatta and that it has already started printing ballot papers. The IEBC has ruled out the cancellation of the tender.
So far, there's nothing. There's just mere allegations being peddled and the contract has already been signed.
The IEBC chair says cancellation of the tender to print some 120 million ballot papers would have huge financial implications and disrupt Kenya's preparedness for the polls. It is now 8 months since the first ballot paper printing tender was awarded. The IEBC has had to revise its election countdown schedule, with the judiciary taking part of the blame.
We are not giving directions to the judiciary on what to do. But the judiciary should be conscious of the fact that the timelines are now too restricted to be interfered with.
The courts are still dealing with election-related cases, including 16 from party primaries, which have seen the IEBC put on hold the presentation of names of candidates from disputed electoral areas for printing and gazettement. Friday will see top lawyers, among them James Orengo, Fred Ngatia, Wawero Gatonye and Admin Nasir Abdullahi, put their best arguments forward before a 3-judge bench made up of Justice Joel Ngugi, Justice George Odunga and Justice J.J. Mativo. NASA won a case on the tallying and announcement of presidential election results after the Court of Appeal ruled that presidential results announced in constituencies are final. The coalition will be hoping for a second election-related case victory as the IEBC hopes for a judgment in its favor. Rita Tinina, KTN News.